How's it going? My name's Brad Hart. Welcome back to a new episode of Let's Talk, the show where I talk to you about what I've seen happen in the week and what's been happening in my life. I've not been active, I've not been around, and I'm really sorry. Enough of the tears. Where have I been and what have I been doing? And I think I should say this before we get into the episode. Well, over the past 2 weeks, I've been working 2 or 3 jobs, and I've also been training for my charity boxing fight, which is actually on April 9th. If you do obviously want to donate towards and sponsor me and donate towards Cancer Research UK, then the link will be downstairs in the description box, so make sure you give it a click and have a little look through the fundraising page as well. But I've been up and dated with punching things and typing things and working, so I haven't had time to speak to you. But now I have time, and now I'm back, so pull yourself a chair, grab yourself a drink, because we're back with a new episode of Let's Talk. Need me water. I need me water. Getting a bit dehydrated. Now, of course, the biggest thing that's been on my mind recently is the Batman. Where it's got this person, and this person all over the screen. And weirdest of all, can we just have a look at Colin Farrell, please? And how are these the same person? Now, as the date fast approaches, I want to get into the things that really get me excited about this rendition of the Batman and how kind of it's been an evolution of a character throughout the years. Of course, we've started with, obviously, we've had Adam West on TV, which you can see here, and then we've had a few other renditions, and now we're here. We've had quite a bit of change, and this Batman seems probably the most grounded we've ever had. Not only is it year 2 of Bruce actually being Batman, but also it looks dark. And when I say dark, I mean spooky. We've got a Batman that finally wears eye makeup and they actually address it. We've got a Riddler who is very different to the Jim Carrey version that we saw in an earlier Batman film, which is obviously a bit more light-hearted slapstick comedy-wise. But it's a very, very different version of the Riddler I think we've seen. Quite a dark, gritty version, which is very realistic if we did have someone running around the city killing people and setting up riddles. Now, what makes this even more interesting about the character of the Riddler in this version of the Batman is that we've seen very little footage of the Riddler himself within the promotional material and the trailer. I think they've recently just dropped the odd clip and the odd picture of Paul Dano as the Riddler and what he looks like, but we've seen very little, which causes kind of a big mystique around the film and the character. Now, of course, then we've got the Falcone family, we've got Catwoman in it, we've got a ton of people, and the film's going to be very busy. Now, what makes me excited is how long the film is. With such a long run time of exactly this long, we know we're getting something good. Because it's always kind of been that thing, hasn't there, around, you know, comic book films and films in general where they chuck in a ton of villains, a ton of characters, and the film fizzles out and it loses its direction. But apparently the fact that the film's slowly and lightly touching on these characters, with obviously the Riddler and the Batman and being the main 2 individuals in the film, I think this could be quite interesting because it's setting up the future of the Matt Reeves Batverse. We know for sure we've got a HBO Max Penguin series coming, which is obviously going to carry on from the Batman film, and then who knows what other series we're going to be getting, and who knows what further renditions of the Batman we could get, what future vehicles, and how this character could grow. Now, we also know that we've got Barry Keoghan actually coming and playing the Joker. Just to let you know, I actually did have to YouTube search quickly on how to actually say his name so I could pronounce it correctly. But yes, Barry Keoghan apparently is going to be we're going to be showing scenes of him within Arkham as the Joker, or maybe even at, once again, a very early stage of the Joker. Now, because we've got such a young actor playing the Joker, it makes it quite interesting because they're going to be around the same age. I just kicked the camera, so I'm sorry. But look no further. March 4th, the Batman comes out, and I'm very excited to see where it takes us. Now, of course, we've run over and we've chewed the world of the Spider-Man, Far From Home world, multiverse of the Spider-Man, and I've loved every second of it. But we've just been treated with this beauty. Now, we all know the iconic meme of the 3 Spider-Men pointing at each other going, but now we've actually got the live action version. We've got the meme and we've got the live action version, and it makes me happy. And on top of that, we've just announced that the Spider-Man Far From Home DVD will be coming out on Blu-ray as well, which is going to be having a lot of extra footage of Spider-Man 2 and Spider-Man 3. And when I say that, I don't mean the films, I mean Andrew and Tobey. Now, of course, we've touched lightly on Spider-Man, and of course, we ran over Batman today. But imagine if they actually had a crossover. I think that would be quite cool. That disc, he did have the body before, but in another take through it, and the body came off, so it's... But imagine the crossover of DC and Marvel. Imagine how crazy that would be. But would you believe it if I've said it's already happened? Now, if you've not seen Peacemaker, please do stop here, because there might be a slight spoiler ahead. But at the end of Peacemaker, we see John Cena walking through a battlefield, and essentially there are some figures that appear towards the end, no other than the Justice League. So James Gunn, the director, was filming Guardians of the Galaxy simultaneously. Now, to ensure that obviously no projects overran and things like that, Marvel actually stepped in to shoot the end scene of Peacemaker, a DC series. Now, I never thought I'd see the day where we have two companies, two enemies working together hand in hand, and there was also rumour that DC stepped in to assist with parts of filming the Guardians of the Galaxy. I think they've come to the point to realise their stories are different, they are separate, and they're better working together than against each other, because equally all the superheroes are as good as each other. The point is, two enemies have come together and they're working together, and it's great to see. And I'm excited to maybe see if they do actually assist with each other's projects, as that would be quite eye-opening and quite big for the industry. Now, before I keep you for too long and keep you entertained for too long, because we can't have that, got to give you little drips and snippets, make sure you donate and sponsor me for my charity boxing fight, which is coming up very soon. Make sure you give me that thumbs up and hit subscribe to get notified whenever I upload on this channel, because it's not been as consistent. So if anything, you need to know by hitting that bell notification. But once again, guys, thank you very much for watching, tuning in and listening to me ramble for a fair few minutes. Have a great morning, great afternoon or great evening wherever you are in the world, and I will see you very soon.